I always like to say that coalitions are just like a marriage. They're very easy to get into, but it's very hard to make them work.
One person, like me or you, we're pretty small. I certainly like to think I'm quite strong, powerful, passionate, capable of big ideas, and sometimes fearless. But the truth is, as one person disconnected from other people, I am not able to have much impact in this world. Although we pretend otherwise, one person or even one organization acting entirely alone is rarely capable of dramatically improving this very big world. Fortunately for all of us, we're not alone on this planet. And the single greatest power we have is that we can team up and join forces. We can collaborate, and collectively we have the power to improve our world. This is how we have created great cities, developed new technologies, and overcome incredible odds to simply survive as a species. But have you ever really thought about this? The superpower within each of us? The limitless capacity and power to create change in our world just by teaming up with others. And if you want to improve the world, is this a skill you can refine? A muscle you can build? I say yes. Mastering the ability to create and maintain coalitions can unlock limitless potential for change. I'm Zainab Salbi, founder of Women for Women International. Thank you for joining me to explore how we can improve our world, how we can become better ancestors. Through their work on smallpox eradication, scientists leading these efforts developed 9 lessons from global health to change the world. In this learning series, we connect directly with key experts on how each of these 9 lessons have been applied or could be applied to address important global health threats. In this episode, we explore how big, seemingly intractable global health challenges that could never be solved by one person or one organization can actually be conquered through effective collaboration and coalition building. This is the 3rd lesson. Coalitions are essential. Let's go to the classroom. Dr. Susmita Parashar is a cardiologist at the Emory Heart and Vascular Center, an associate professor of medicine at Emory University School of Medicine. She is a passionate clinician researcher and educator and trains medical students, residents, and cardiology fellows. In addition to being an accomplished medical figure in her own right, Dr. Parashar's career was inspired by her father-in-law and mentor, Dr. Mahendra Datta, who was a field expert working for the Indian government during the height of the smallpox epidemic in India. He ultimately rose to become India's Deputy Director General of Public Health. Dr. Mark Rosenberg was instrumental in establishing CDC's National Center for Injury Prevention and Control and became the first permanent director. He also served as Assistant Surgeon General.
The massive smallpox outbreaks in India in early 1970s tested everyone involved. In 1973, a search in just one state, Uttar Pradesh, identified almost 6,000 cases of smallpox in more than 1,500 villages and urban areas. Since one case of smallpox might lead to 3 or 4 cases, each new outbreak may be expected to grow in 8 weeks from 1 case to 16 to 64 to 256.
Implementing a surveillance and containment strategy in even a single village required a great deal of collaboration and trust. They needed field workers, watch guards to track contacts with the infected, contact tracers and vaccinators. They needed managers, administrators, and logistics experts, people who knew how to solve problems and knew how to get things done. It was almost an impossible task for any one organization.
The Indian experts worked alongside the World Health Organization and Southeast Asia Regional Office known as SERO, the U.S. Center for Disease Control, and epidemiologists from around the world. Over 600 high-level supervisory personnel were eventually deployed from the Indian central and state governments. This deployment was in addition to the tens of thousands involved at the state, district, and local levels doing searches, vaccinations, and outbreak control. Each village coalition became part of the state coalition, and state coalitions became part of the national coalition. What brought people together and what held them together was the clear, overriding, shared goals of eradicating smallpox from India.
They traveled together, spent time with one another on trains and jeeps, shared lodgings and meals and conversations. The coalition formed not only because they developed a respect for each other, but because they trusted each other. In 1980, the World Health Organization declared smallpox eradicated, the only human infectious disease ever to achieve this level of distinction.
A critical component of the successful eradication of smallpox after decades of ineffectual efforts in India was the seamless coalition that developed between India's smallpox team and the broad array of international participants involved.
A successful coalition really needs to address 5 key elements. First, you've got to get people to agree to a common shared goal. Second, you need to have a strategy for how you're going to reach that goal that you've set. Third, you need to have a structure to indicate who are the leaders for the different functions and the operational roles of each partner. Fourth, you need to decide whom you'll need as the members of the coalition. And fifth, you need to have good management. You need to manage the meetings, you need to manage your programs effectively and efficiently. If you don't do the goal, the strategy, the structure, the membership, and the management, you're going to doom your coalition despite all your efforts. You have to do these things at the beginning.